Hey baddies, welcome to Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot. I want to welcome all of you who are new to the channel. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you will stick around. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what is up? It's always good to connect with your energy, and a special shout out to all my members. I truly appreciate all the resources and time and effort that you invest in the channel. So thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate you. So today we are doing another pick a card. This one is all about why were you born? Okay, so this should be a really interesting and insightful reading, and I'm just really glad you're here today. I hope you are doing well and managing. Okay, so as you see before you, there are three cards, there are three piles of cards, there are three crystals. These are going to be your psychic linking objects. Now, I will be pulling as I go today if I need more information. All right. Now, I have put together a little video for those of you who may need more time to see which group you're drawn to. Now, I also hold up the crystal and the card as well so you can see them up close, so you can get a better vibe of each group. Now, if you're drawn to more than one group here, there may be more than one message here for you. All right. And with all that said, I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.
I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago.
Hey, Group 1, all of you that selected the Lapis Lazuli and or you were drawn to the smiley face. This is going to be your reading all about why were you born. All right, so look at this little smiley face. How cute, how adorable. I just wonder, is this a mask? We'll see. We'll see. Why were you born? So let's go through the cards that came out for you. We have the Rose. I trust divine timing. It's been hard. Everything comes from within. I feel like you have kept a happy face on during very dark times. And some of you have been forced to do this. It's become a way of life because life has been hard. Okay, we have Shambhala initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, Dharma. Ooh, that trusting in the process with the rose here. Divine timing. And I don't sense that you're actually recharging at all. I sense worry. I sense pent up frustration. I sense loss here. Money. Look at this beautiful phoenix. Money. Why were you born? I felt guided to do this reading because I feel like a lot of people are feeling this energy. Like, why am I here? What is the point of all this suffering? All this wanting and needing and working so hard just to have less than the bare minimum you need to be in the world. And truly, it's a hard question. And the answer is deep. Why were you born? I feel and sense this tree. That's what I see. This is a generational tree, and it is sick. It is and has been rotting at its core for a very long time. Longer than you know. And here you are, incarnating into this family, into this gene pool. I hear you. I know what you say. The cesspool. Why did I do this? Why? You may be drawn to group 3. I haven't done that one yet, but I feel that. Well, we have this card here. It says the end. You're here to put an end to some of these cycles. And that's why it is so difficult. That's why you feel like you are moving through mud, because you are. You're moving through energetic mud, turmoil, misery of your generations. I feel that. That shifting of the energy along your spine. Do you feel that? This is a lonely road, ending patterns. It's a heavy yoke, and there is a lot of sense of emotional isolation. There's a sense of even when people are close to you, they're still not close to you because they can never understand what it's like to have to surrender not just people you love, but normal constructs of relationships because they don't work for you. They never did. Normal constructs of relationships do not really exist for you anymore because they were destroyed in these patterns. So you're struggling to try to like fit into some of these normal patterns. Normal. And listen, I don't fucking like that word. Okay, what is normal? But normal. Okay. So you struggle and you try to do this, ignoring the fact that you are unique. It's like the molecules of water moving against the motion of a wave. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute. We have atonement of errors over pride. See, I feel like there is this baggage that you carry from, I feel like you take on baggage from other people, namely in your family, okay? You don't want people to hurt. You don't want people to suffer. And a lot of times you take it on because you're a healer. You don't know what you're going to do with it, but you're going to do something with it. You're meant to transmute it, not put a mask on it, okay? You're meant to really smile like this and mean it. You are meant to be happy. And I know for many of you, the idea of that is just bizarre. What is happiness? You may not even know because your crystal is a lapis lazuli. And this tells me that you know things, unspeakable things. You probably kept secrets. There's those family patterns, right? So your throat chakra, from which your expression in the world really comes through, is damaged, is cracked. The degree of damage really depends on, well, the degree of suppression, the degree of the balling up. Why were you born then, you say? Why was I born to suffer? No, not at all. This is hard to hear, okay? You weren't born to suffer. You're the hero, heroine, heroic person in this story. I know, damn it, I know. I know, how do you do that when you're all blocked up, right? This lapis lazuli. You need to get yourself a piece of lapis lazuli. If you already have one, then you need to place it safely on your throat chakra. And you need to start working with it. Talking, meditating. There are all kinds of meditations on YouTube by very talented people. And you need to work on opening up your throat chakra. Okay? It's really going to help you. It's going to help you be able to see these patterns, these truths, and speak truth and take action. That throat chakra is very important as far as like being able to not just recognize things, but speak on them and then action. Okay? Speaking is part of action. So you have all of that going on there. We have the heart chakra here, and we have accepting the past. You're here to help heal. And this is on a personal level. This is family. This is close friends. This is people who are intertwined in your personal life. People who, fellow travelers in the world across lifetimes. This is hard though, because there is a need for you to trust the process, but you really don't trust your voice. And that's part of why you were born. You were born to learn how to trust, what it is to trust a person, another being, how to go from not trusting anyone, even yourself, to trusting yourself and people who are special to you, being able to open up to trust so that you can go further on your journey. And it has to do with your soul group. the group you incarnated with, okay? It feels like many of you had a incarnation with them where there was a serious betrayal of trust. Um, and it was tragic. So in this time, we are learning how to trust and what it's like to go from no trust at all, being betrayed at the deepest levels, being alone, left alone to heal, left alone to suffer, left alone to heal from that suffering, left alone to understand our own psychology and those of others, left alone in the world. In that aloneness is where you learn to trust your own voice and yourself. You don't learn to trust yourself when everything's going great. You learn to trust yourself and your intuition and your psychic gifts when you don't have any other choice. That's when you learn who you really are, and that's what you're doing here. You're learning about your strength. You're learning and experiencing what it's like to heal broken trust and to heal generations around you, to help heal your soul group. Because you are loyal. You are trustworthy. And you long for those kind of people in your life now. And not many have showed up for you because they themselves are going through their own struggle to find that time to meet. Not everyone is where you are. And you still have endings to happen. You still have a throat chakra to open up. This isn't a novel that goes by chapter by chapter by chapter. This is a lifetime work of why you were born. You've had a lot of suffering. You've had a lot of disappointment, injury. But you weren't born to stay in that. You were born to move through it, to experience the victory from that to another state. But it's hard. And for some of you, you have lived this lifetime more than once trying to do this. Okay? We can do that. Okay? It's a thing. All right? Okay, we have the King of Cups, an orc. It feels like a healing of masculine energy here. Stability, emotional stability. We have the Ten of Swords, the Griffin. I hear this. I hear this energy of they always leave. They always let me down. Masculine energy. They're always not good to me. They always do this. Like it's heavy. Okay. It's a heavy feeling. This is a masculine wound for some of you. Okay. Father wound. And your feelings are valid. Do not suppress your feelings. This isn't about suppressing your feelings. facts, okay? Why were you born group 1? It's not about suppressing your feelings, smiley face, okay? Why were you born? To be true to how you feel, to not always wear the happy face. Sometimes it's the throw up face, you know? Sometimes it's the mad face. Sometimes it's the I don't want to be around anyone face. All those faces are valid and okay. You don't have to be perfect. Things don't always have to appear perfectly. You're a human being with emotions. And what you're doing is very hard because you doing the right things for many of you makes you kind of an outcast in your own family. You having boundaries, healthy boundaries, you taking care of yourself makes you kind of an outcast. And it feels weird. It feels kind of like, well, how did that, I don't, it's not supposed to be that way. No, it's not. It's not supposed to be that way. Okay? But normal, what did I say before? Normal constructs, boom, gone. They're gone for you, okay, of relationships. So it's grieve it if you need to. Grieve those ideas and let them go. Because it will help you. It will open you up to new people and new ideas about yourself and how you can relate to people. It will help you heal your heart chakra. We have the Seven of Cups here. And we have, that's Nessie. And we have the Five of Pentacles, Shaman. One more, please. And we have the King of Swords, Viking. I feel like I'm reading these cards kind of intuitively at this point. I feel like there's this energy of mysteries within your heart needing to be investigated, going within the magic that you have there. That's part of why you are here. Don't ignore those things. Don't ignore your intuitions. Don't ignore the things that in the quiet of your room, the things that in your heart make you happy. Those things are important for you. You have the Inn here and the Ten of Swords. You know, you were born to break cycles. You were born to break generational patterns. You are a champion. You're a warrior. And you're also very tired, right? Burned out. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of being the one that does this. Listen, there's not one person who does what you do who isn't tired of it. Like you're tired the minute you start doing it because you're carrying so much that really isn't yours. But you signed up to do this because there's so much to gain. This is a magical experience because you go from seeing some of the worst in humanity to seeing some of the best and experiencing it. And you get to experience real compassion from people, not the fakery of compassion, but the real compassion, real love, real connection. Nothing false, nothing forced, nothing that should be, nothing like that. Everything's very real. You were born to end cycles of misery and suffering within your own karmic line and your family. And you have the ability to do this. You have the ability to do all these things. Okay. When you are doing all this heavy lifting, it's very important that you take care of yourself. You're ending cycles around money and around emotional cycles, around money and career and stability. It's all connected. We have power. You may have, and your family may experience being disempowered a lot, not having things work out, desperation. You may have felt these things in your life, and it feels like you're meant to feel empowered. You're meant to go to the other extreme, depth. I'm hearing with power and depth, I'm hearing like revolution. Revolution of self. I feel Pisces energy here. We have balance, Persephone. Some of you have a very deep connection to underworld energy. Don't ignore that, okay? Some of you have a very deep connection to water and an ocean current. Don't neglect that, okay? Those are things that are access points for you to develop your own empowerment, okay? So don't ignore those. All right, group one, that's what I received for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I certainly enjoyed doing it for you. If you did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey group two, all of you that selected the stairs or you were drawn to the pyrite, this is going to be your reading all about why were you born. All right, so keep in mind this is a general reading, it's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. All right, so let's get into your cards. Okay, so the first card that came out is Zeus, honors. So going places. Going places. Upward mobility. We have graduation. Upward mobility. Okay, why were you born? We have miracle 33. Beautiful energy. We have Gaia 28. Let's see. We have chamber of the violet flame. Karmic release. Radical transformation. Beautiful card. Oh, that's lovely. We have Lemurian seed codes, embracing sensitivity, uniqueness, living with grace. That feels really good. Cirrus star blessings. Yes. Proceed, be seen, push through. I got the sniffles now. I don't know why. We have Seize the Day. Aren't these cards beautiful? Transformation, fire. Is this the second transformation card? Didn't you have another one? Yes, radical transformation. Second transformation card. We have self-image and self-confidence. And we have integration. The frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. Why were you born? You are integrating some darker aspects, which I want to find out about. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Let's find out. Okay, let's find out about this integration. Because this integration leads to your upward mobility. You know, it leads to good things for you. So tell me about this integration. It leads to a radical transformation. That's why you're born, to experience radical transformation. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups, Leviathan, and we have the Seven of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Cups. Why does that feel so good? Woo! This feels like really good energy, like I can relax. Like it's okay. It's all gonna be okay. It's all gonna be okay. I feel like you guys yearn to hear it's all gonna be okay. Because these steps over here, those steps, that staircase is hard to get up. It's not easy to get up those stairs. It's a hard climb. Interesting. There's stairs here and stairs here. It's like the themes repeat in the spread. There's a turning point here. Why were you born? To experience this completeness, this fullness of self, this healing of self. This is not easy. Because you have to own your talent. You have to own your abilities over the negative things that you've been told, over the harmful and neglectful things that have been done to keep you where you are as far as where your talent is, to make you small, to compress your talent, to keep it small. So you've had to go through or are going through a whole healing process just to get to the transformation. You had to heal to get to the healing. Okay? It's a big thing. It's a big thing. Because it feels like a miracle. You're here to experience a miracle. Miraculous things in your life. Wondrous things. Energetically, physically, emotionally. You're here to experience miracles, wonders. It's almost like a rebirthing of your faith in life, in possibility. It's a breakthrough of a different kind. You are not meant to hide yourself. Okay, you're meant to be seen. That's part of the big transformation. Okay, that's part of it. That's part of graduation day, is your awareness that you are meant to be seen, whether it is something you invent, or your career, or your art, or your side hustle, or a book, or whatever. Okay, you're meant to be seen. You're not meant to hide yourself. Even if it's just to have friends, okay? You know, what is the Ten of Cups? I've been saying this lately, and I think it's important because I think after everything we've been through as a planet, okay, I think, what is happiness? I think is being redefined by each person. So I ask you, what is your happiness? Because you're meant to experience that emotional happiness. Why were you born? To be seen, to be confident, to experience miraculous things in your life, to integrate and understand that the people who didn't believe in you, the people who seemed to get in your way in life, that whatever lessons that you can take from that experience, take it as wisdom and move on. It's not surrendering it. It's not really even letting it go. It's a kind of healing. Some of you, there is a knowledge of there will never be closure, and that is your closure. It's a hard closure, but it is closure. Okay? I will never get closure. There is a pathway to acceptance with that. If you can sit with the idea, I'm not going to get closure, okay. All right, I'm not going to get closure. Okay, sit with it. You'd be surprised. Eventually, you can come around to acceptance of that. It gives you peace. You're no longer striving for closure. You're no longer working for it. You're at a state of peace with it. And you can move on. There's a powerful energy in your life while you were born. I believe there's a big calling here. And I don't want to blow anybody up. Okay, that's not really what I do over on my channel. But I will say there's a powerful energy here. I keep getting pulled to this card. And then we have the violet flame here. Lots of transforming fire. Lots of activating energies. And we got that purple and we got this red. Okay, passionate energy, spiritual energy. You need to pay more attention to what you're guided to do. Okay, you need to pay more attention and go with your guidance. Okay, some of you could really make an impact on a larger scale, but there is a path that is necessary for you to walk, okay? And there's a moment in time that you're going to need to seize. And if you're not listening, you're not going to be able to pick up on it, okay? However, there is the caveat with that you can't miss this day. This day's for you. So how can you miss a day, a moment in time that's for you if you're doing the thing that you're guided to do? So with that, be in alignment, okay? There's honors with this. That means being recognized for good work, for being a good person, for whatever this is you're doing, being it artistic or a business, being a good friend, being favored. I'm hearing some of you guys in this life are highly favored. You may not have seen the favor yet because you haven't gotten in that flow. It's hard. It's hard to be in flow right now. Listen, this is not any judgment, like, but I will come back to you with this really radical idea that how can you not be in flow if you're like alive? Even if flow is all messed up, you're still vibing with it in some way. You're just off tune, out of kilter. So you got to get yourself in tune. That's all. Why were you born? Bottom line, and I don't say this, like I said, I don't say this often. It feels like you were born to experience a level of greatness, a level of satisfaction and goodness, a level of success and victory. Now, will you achieve this is really up to you. And it's really up to are you willing to transform? Transformation is expensive emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. True transformation is an internal work. And with that transformation, there's a loss. There is an energy that moves. There's an energy that goes away. There's an energy that we don't see anymore because it changes. So we have to recognize the grief with that to be willing to truly transform, you must acknowledge the fact that you're going to lose something. Your old self, old friends, maybe parts of your family will go no contact. Number one, because perhaps those relationships are toxic. Number two, they may not like this new person that emerges from this transformation. I'm going to be frank with you. Hi, I'm Frank. Listen, babe, a lot of people are just not going to vibe with it. It's very common when you transform like this. When you really transform and you become authentically you, okay? For some people, you're going to be too much. And that's okay. Maybe they're too little. Maybe they've made themselves too small. Maybe they need to be inspired by you and what you're doing. It's sad. It's a sad truth that when we fully embody ourselves and we allow ourselves to be who we are, a lot of times the people we love most are the ones who walk away. But often they're the ones that told us years ago that we couldn't do what we are doing, right? For whatever reason. Because they're a problem. They're toxic, but we love them anyway, but they're toxic. There comes a time in your life where you have to realize that you can love toxic things, but you can't be around toxic things. You got to love them from a distance. You got to say, I love you, but I can't be around you because you're not good for me. I'm sorry, Let's get some more energy. Tell me more. Tarot, tell me more about my group too. Why were they born? To experience happiness. I'm hearing some of you with this Leviathan card. Living well is the greatest revenge. Living loved and fed and well-homed and looking amazing is the best revenge. We have justice. It's your justice. You are meant to be fulfilled. You're meant to have a happy life, okay? Doesn't mean it's happy all the time. There's integration here. There's transformation. You got to transform from one thing, which doesn't feel so great, okay, to something else, okay, with this miracle here and justice. It tells me you've been through some stuff in this life, okay? It's hard when people are jealous of a child. I'm sorry. And they stifle you because they're jealous of you. Maybe hey, hi, I'm Frank. I'm just going to be frank. Some of you were prettier than your mother. I'm sorry. If you were prettier than your mother and you had a certain kind of mom, that can be a difficult upbringing. It really can. Okay, we have the Eight of Cups here. We have the Magician. And we have Strength. I feel like you were born to experience justice within your family and to also experience happy connections within your family. So it feels like you create family, be it you get married and have kids, be it you create family with a group of people. There's definitely this very strong family ties. Family is very important. I think holidays are really important as well. I think you're meant to have like a group of people, like a family. And but it feels like this transformation is kind of what brings us about. This journey of your life. The journey to fully emerge, to fully graduate and ascend up the stairs to your victory. And some people would see this as miraculous because of what you've been through or where you've come from. For some of you, it's literally you're graduating from college, okay? And it's a huge deal. Maybe you're the first one in your family. If you are, congratulations. I'm super proud of you. Like that is a major accomplishment. I know how hard it is to go to college. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good for you. I hope amazing roads open for you. I know they will. It feels like you were born to feel like to know what it feels like to win. After having intense transformations. Like, I feel like you don't have just one, like, you do transformational cycles in your life. But there's one in particular that seems to turn things around for you. It makes you be seen. It helps people have more access to you, or you have more access to people. It's as if you grow into your strength. You know, your strength has been growing, and all of a sudden, it's like you come into fully into yourself. Some of you may have felt a little bit like you were floating outside your vessel a little bit, like you weren't fully connected. And I feel like there's going to come a time in your life where you're going to feel fully engaged. You're going to lock in. That's part of your justice. And that's when you see a lot more positive, happy flow towards you and opportunities to rise through these steps. For some of you, this is your career ascension, okay? Ascending up these steps. And I need for you, okay? Your spirits are here. See these steps here. I need for you to picture in your mind, take a deep breath, and see these stairs and see yourself ascending up each step. Make it easy. Make those steps as easy as you possibly can. See yourself going up. What's at the top of the stairs? I want you to think about what's at the top. What is the Ten of Cups? What are you manifesting? Okay? What's the manifestation at the top of the stairs? Because that's where you're going. It's your justice, okay? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Because this is something you're meant to experience. And possibly more than once in your life, because there's a miraculous energy about you. 33 is a magical number for you. You may be a master number 33. There is an intense connection to Gaia as well. You may be an earth sign. Some of you guys may have a past life where you were a patron of Zeus. Maybe in the city of Rome, you were there's a name for a patron, a Roman, there's a name for it. Anyway, look it up because that might be you as well. For some of you, um, this life of transformation and miraculous energy and being seen, it's almost like a gift, okay? Because you are favored. Now, I understand that you may not be feeling that way, okay? Just because you're favored and your life is a gift doesn't mean that it's perfect or you don't have issues, okay? It just means that while you were going through these things, you had a hand upon you, okay? That didn't make it as bad as it could be. Okay? And you may be able to look back in your life and see how you were lucky. It could have been worse. Okay? Some of you have been very lucky. You've been very blessed. Okay? And that's the hand of favor. You gained this favor from a male god in a past life, from your service to this god. Okay? And this life you're in is related to that life. And you are highly favored. As soon as you kind of put this all together, there will be a shifting of perspective that will help you. Why were you born? To help manifest this miraculous energy in the here and now, to help others, okay? It's not just for you. But you know that, right? It's not just for you. It's for those around you, okay? Because we had the magician here. You're a healer. You're here to help transform not just your life, but the life of people around you, okay? And by your own transformation, you help transform other people, okay? You help other people integrate their emotions and energies. You may be a counselor. You may work in medicine. You may work in healing modalities, okay? You may be a tarot card reader. You may do crystals. You may do pendulums. You may do all sorts of other things, okay? And you may not do those things. Just if it's yours, it's yours, okay? You are unique. Okay, this card tells me so. And so does your energy. You're very unique. And I feel like your life, in many ways, is kind of a testimony to the energies, the god, the goddess that you work with or have worked with. I'm serious about this right here. I'm serious about whatever God it was. See where you're pulled, okay? Because the more you can acknowledge that energy, the more the luck's going to flow, okay? The more this miraculous energy is going to start to pop up. You're going to start seeing threes a lot, okay? And threes may be important to his practice in some kind of way. Just go with where you're guided with that, all right? You were born to experience winning and victory and transformation and to help others with your energy because you have your connection to Gaia. You have okay, how I usually see people's connection is like roots through their feet. Okay, I'm seeing a tree trunk. Okay, and it's rooted through your spine into the ground. So you are a rooted tree, okay, like an oak tree. You're very connected to Gaia, and your healing energy is vast. So you heal people just by doing. Some of you guys have healing hands, and I got to tell you, the other day I had a nurse with healing touch. I could tell right away, and she was just as sweet as she could be. Some of you guys go around with healing touch, blessing people every day, and you don't even know it. So start to recognize that. If you become aware of it, it becomes more powerful. So, um, yeah, that's what I got for you, group two. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed doing this reading for you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. If this resonated for you, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you, beautiful, magical baddies, on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group three, all of you that selected Don't Ask Why and or this Rainbow Moonstone. This is going to be your reading all about why were you born. Okay, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, so don't ask why. Okay, so let's get into it and see what cards came out for you. Okay, the first one is the Moon, Intuition and Emotional Healing. Uranus, sorry. Spark of Genius and Ascension. Multiplication, your higher self. Practicing daily spirituality. Rebirth. Woo, look at that card. We have the light of understanding over ambition. New beginnings over anger. Soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Jupiter, expansion, prosperity, and growth. Okay. This is a big lifetime for you. Okay. You're here to ascend. You're here to have major phoenixing experiences that are expansive and affect the planet. Okay? You affect the collective. Now, some people will tell you we all affect the collective. However, there are those who have more of an effect on the collective than others. Okay? And it's simply because you've done more work at this time. And also you're a badass. You're more advanced. Okay? Now we're going to get weird. So get on your weird hat and play along with your auntie. Okay? You guys are like Secret Service, like secret soldiers, okay, like a secret group within the collective who do major energetic work. Some of you have worked on the grid, the energetic, etheric, crystal, soul grid. Some of you have been, right now, like as I'm speaking, I can feel the vibration around me of everything. It's so bizarre. I can feel like, because, they say the desk is real, but it's just vibration that we feel is real. So everything's pulsing right now. But you are a master of vibration. Okay. You may be musical. You may be mathematical. Okay. You may be someone who is very good at reading people. You may be highly psychic, empathic. You also may be somewhat of a loner, because being around a lot of people because of what you do um, can be a lot. Because you just take on their stuff. It's a natural thing for you to do. And it's not that it's draining. It's just like, well, I'm going to say it. It's like an extra trip to the John. It's just, I just really don't want to have to do that today, kind of thing. Now, some of you have worked on the grid system, and some of you do things in astral. I see some of you as astral healers who work in the dream state. You work within the dream state with healing beings of light. Now, the light can be for me symbolic. It could be these beings are hiding their form from me because it's none of my business, and I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't have any problem, and I fully respect that. And I just appreciate them making their presence known. So thank you. Um, and I see a lot of different things here. Um, it feels like there is a spiritual genius with group 3. You're born with this. You're meant to express it. And some of you who watch this video at whatever point in time will have a type of spiritual genius that you will express in a completely unique way in the world. It will be transformative in nature, expansive in the way people take the message and go within and are able to grow and transform from it. In your life, group 3, the light of understanding always brings you new beginnings. But that light of understanding comes after much darkness. There is times of desperation here when you seek the question of why you were born, why you are here, and you get the very stern, don't ask why. For reasons you don't understand, nothing has been easy or explained to you because you are in multiple dimensions of forgetting. You are deep, deep, so deep within the layers. You have forgotten who you are. You're called to remember. Do not ask why. Remember why. You are meant to embody your higher self. Make no mistake in this life. That's why you were born. You were meant to bring in this higher vibration through. How do you know you're in the higher vibration? You see things, you say things, you feel things, from a higher perspective. It's a different viewpoint. You see suffering from a viewpoint that makes humans uncomfortable. This life is about rebirth, rebirthing, rebirthing self, and eventually bringing this highest aspect through the act of remembering. Remembering. Remembering brings realignment. Remembering brings growth. Remembering brings ascension. It brings rebirth. It brings a new understanding of self. There is a practice. There's a practice, a philosophy, an art form, a something that you are pulled to that you should honor as long as it's legal and all that stuff, okay? You should honor that. It's part of this. It's part of this. It's part of this. Okay? Let's get some more cards. Oops. Let's get some more cards here. Yes. Remembering who you are. See, here's the thing. You have fulfilled any kind of soul contracts. So now there is another vision here. I'm going to say that this is like, for some of you, this is the third time you've lived this life. For some of you, it's the fifth time. And for some of you, it's the seventh time. Okay? 357. We have generating dynamic confidence. You need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself more. Confronting inner demons. Shadow work. There it is. Why are you here? To do this. To do this. To find others who do this. To stop asking why and start doing. See, that's really like shadow work. I've done a ton of shadow work. And I can tell you that's one thing that happens is I stop asking why me, why this, and I start working. I start looking for solutions. I start seeing myself in the truth of me, which is quite a mess, as we all are in our shadows. We see our insecurities, our fears. We see our vulnerability in the things we are afraid to show people. But the truth is that when we show people our truth, our humanity, our vulnerability, it builds connections. It builds strength. Because they're human just like you. I feel like this card should say generating dynamic communication. Generating dynamic connections. Because that's what it feels like by confronting inner demons. Those voices that tell you you can't do this. You have a bigger kind of energy going on. Okay? Now, with that, the things you want to do in life, like say you want to start a business, you may come up against more negativity, okay, to your ideas. You may find it more difficult because it's as if this energy we're in can feel the rising energy sometimes of certain people. And they can feel how it affects the others and it doesn't like it. Okay, let's get some tarot. Alrighty. Okay, we have no reversals. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Tell me more. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. We have this Jupiter card over here, which talks about expansion, prosperity, and growth. So you're definitely meant to experience growth while you're here. We have the Six of Pentacles. This deck has been thoroughly shuffled. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Dude! Dude! Come on now. We have the Six of Swords, okay, and we have one more. We have the Seven of Cups, okay. Listen. I feel like your purpose here, why you were born, is to affect generations, okay? Also for you to experience deep connections with people who feel very familiar, like family, okay? There's also this air of financially being okay, you know, having more than what you need up to the point of being, you know, wealthy enough to support your own generations, you know. It just depends. But so many pentacles here. There's a Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, okay? And I feel like for you, part of this, it's so slow. For many of you, this is something you work very hard at. You put your time and energy into it and you don't give up. It's not something that just happens, okay? It's not something that just like magic, okay? Although magic is involved and it does feel very magical and miraculous. There is hard work here. With all these pentacles, you can't help but feel the energy of hard work. We have two sixes here. So 666 is a number of alignment. It may have some meaning to you. If you have some kind of idea, and I mean, it has to be, you know, a genuinely good idea, or you have a business or whatever. Keep doing what you're doing, okay? It's going to take some work, and you're going to have to be dedicated to it, but in the long run, it will pay off. And I feel like there will be, this Ten of Pentacles doesn't just feel like a big fat check, okay? It feels like connections. You know, this is a hardware store, small town hardware store, right? So it feels like connections. It feels like warmth. It feels like emotionally fulfilled. It feels a little bit like a Ten of Cups card, but with more financial security. Emotionally, like emotionally investing in your work, your career, your whatever, okay? Now, I do get this feeling that there's energy here of being overwhelmed at times by And some of you guys may feel, because I said you often carry the weight of the collective. At times you may feel off because of this. It may make you nervous or have anxiety. You may feel guilty for needing time away. Don't. Okay, don't ever understand that you're recharging your batteries. Okay, think of it that way. Literally, you're recharging your batteries. You can only take so much crazy energy before you need to recharge, and you have to stop feeling guilty for that, okay? Because what you're doing is you're trying to make really big moves energetically in a very hostile energetic place, energetic environment. Okay, our environment is very energetically hostile right now. But it hasn't stopped you from doing what you're doing. You know, it's just head down, keep going, keep doing, because we know that that kind of dedication matters, right? And it does, because you learn a lot about yourself, and whatever business you're in, whatever career, whatever this is, whether you're from being creative like a writer to an artist to someone who is making candles and shoes on the internet or whatever, you learn a lot about your business, about what you really want at times like these. Okay, so you know, you stay the course, you do what you can. Maybe you downsize, maybe you upsize, but you keep going. And it leads to a good day. It leads to good timing. It leads to the place where Jupiter can expand, where Jupiter can truly work in your favor. And it feels like this all kind of happens when there is an awareness of the higher self. There's an awareness of the other that comes in so powerfully that it shifts decisions. It shifts focus. And the asking why kind of stops. And we start asking proactive questions because we're already experiencing here. Some of us think that when we go to sleep is a real world. And here is just, it's just a place. Okay? It's a simulation or whatever. And when we go to sleep, that's the real, that's a real place. Who knows what's real, right? But for whatever reason, we're here in this ever-changing scenario, because it does change. And I'm going to tell you, it changes a lot more than what it used to, okay? And so we're here in all this very crazy environment trying to do big moves, trying to help raise the frequency in a very dense energy. You may not feel it as dense as it actually is, because that's how powerful you are. But for energies outside of us who are observing what we're doing, they're impressed at how much pressure many of us are holding on our shoulders to help others not take on so much pressure energetically. So remember that. That's part of what you do. You have big energy. You do a lot of good things. And you're meant to experience some good things here. Allow the spark of your genius to flow. Get in touch more clearly with your higher self. Allow the ideas of the higher self to come through with no judgment. Write them down. Don't judge it. Ideas. Record them. Entertain it. Suspend the need to be logical with it. You can be logical with it later. You have to go to the impossible place where impossible things happen. Because I'll tell you, your auntie will tell you, that this timeline, this reality, whatever you want to call it, this is the result of some impossible things. Because the place I came from, this alien thing would never be talked about. Are you kidding me? No. What's that about? We have all sorts of strange things going on. So, this is the impossible energy. I feel like this message is coming out because some of you can utilize this impossible energy to help you in what you're trying to accomplish and achieve. Okay? It is, I call it impossible energy. It's chaotic energy. It's a magical energy. And it comes from your own genius. It comes from your own magical self. Access it through that higher self pipeline. Start engaging your higher self more. It will help you on this path to truth of self. That's why you're here. You're really here to help yourself and others. Because ultimately, Group 3, you know that being here is about the experience. And it's hard because you know, Group 3, that people want it to be about something more than that because they don't understand from a higher perspective what's really going on, and you can't really tell them. It's something they have to know. I see twins walking under a tree. These twins have page boy haircuts, and they're blonde, and they're wearing clothes from like the 60s. And the tree is like a big old like elm tree. They're twins. Gemini. I'm also feeling Pisces energy here. Some of you, this is very, have like a spiritual twin. I'm not going to say twin flame, okay, but a spiritual twin. This could be like a spiritual twin sister, twin brother, could be an actual twin. This is new to me. Either on the other side or has incarnated now, and they were your twin. They were your twin in this life or another life. Some of you are going to meet them, or you already have. And this may not, for some of you, this may not be of blood relation. So take that as you will, okay? All right, Group 3, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and interesting reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I enjoyed doing this reading for you. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.